The lights of the studio gleamed across the polished floor. And for a moment the audience expected just another cheerful talk show episode. Song Ji-hyo, long adored for her candid personality, sat comfortably in the guest chair, her smile radiating that same effortless charm which had made her one of Korea's most beloved actresses and entertainers. The camera zoomed in closer, waiting for a casual conversation about her latest projects, a warm reflection on her Running Man journey, or perhaps a playful story about life after marriage. Yet within seconds, Ji-hyo dropped a revelation so unexpected that the studio fell into stunned silence. Before bursting into uncontrollable laughter and disbelief, she had just revealed an unbelievable habit of her husband, Kim Jong-kook, the commander of Korean variety shows. Fitness icon who had built his career on discipline, strength, and seemingly flawless self-control. No one in that room, or watching from home, could have predicted what came out of her mouth. The revelation ricocheted across social media, was dissected by fans and critics alike, and within hours dominated entertainment headlines across Asia. But the story was not simply about a quirky confession. It was about how a single detail could reshape public perception of a couple who had spent over a decade in the spotlight together. Their relationship whispered about by fans long before they ever confirmed their romance. Now, with the seal of marriage binding them, the tiniest crack of honesty from Ji-hyo ignited a firestorm of curiosity, amusement, and speculation. To truly understand the impact of her words, one must first revisit the epic journey that brought these two icons together. For more than a decade, Running Man was not just a variety show, it was a cultural phenomenon. Audiences tuned in weekly not only for the slapstick humor and adrenaline-fueled missions, but also for the chemistry between its cast. Among them, Song Ji-hyo and Kim Jong-kook became the unlikely duo that fans secretly shipped. She was the quick-witted, fearless actress, often caught in absurd and comedic scenarios. The muscular, almost intimidating competitor, obsessed with winning and upholding discipline. Their banter and occasional moments of tender camaraderie gave rise to endless fan theories that they were more than just colleagues. For years, the industry speculated, fans debated, and the pair remained tight-lipped. Shifted when, after countless denials and a decade of speculation, the couple finally confirmed what many had long believed: they were together. Not long after, wedding bells rang, and suddenly the Running Man fairy tale had its happily ever after. Fans who had grown up with the show wept tears of joy. Headlines screamed that Korea's national couple had finally tied the knot. The public expected a perfect marriage, filled with laughter and balance. Because surely two people who had weathered years of intense variety show schedules and shared countless inside jokes would thrive in domestic life. But marriage is never as simple as fairy tales. The small details, the habits hidden from cameras, become magnified behind closed doors. And in Ji-hyo's candid confession, the audience was given its first glimpse into the true eccentricities of their household. "He has this habit," she began, half amused, half exasperated. "Every single night, without fail, Jong-kook insists on doing something that would drive anyone crazy. At first, I thought it was just a one-time thing. But no, it's his routine. His unbelievable routine." The crowd leaned forward in suspense. Even the host, known for his witty interruptions, stayed silent. Ji-hyo then unveiled the bombshell: Kim Jong-kook, the paragon of discipline, the man who lived by gym schedules and protein shakes, a nightly obsession with reorganizing their home gym, sometimes for hours. He would adjust the angle of dumbbells by mere centimeters, polish the handles, restack the weights into perfect symmetry, line up resistance bands by color and size. Aimed at first to be dedication quickly revealed itself as an almost compulsive habit. "Sometimes he spends more time saying goodnight to his dumbbells than to me," Ji-hyo quipped, the room erupting in laughter. Audience, it was hilarious. To the fans online, it was both endearing and alarming. Within minutes, hashtags like Ji-hyo reveals Jong-kook habit and Commander Gym addict trended worldwide. Memes flooded Twitter and Instagram. Kim Jong-kook tucked into bed with dumbbells beside him, or cartoons of Ji-hyo rolling her eyes as her husband whispered sweet nothings to barbells. But beneath the humor, a deeper question emerged: what does this habit reveal about the man himself? And how does it affect the marriage everyone thought was destined to be flawless? The first wave of responses came from Korean netizens. Some found the story hilarious and heartwarming, That's so Jong-kook. Of course. He would treat his gym equipment like children. One fan commented. Others expressed concern, it's funny now. But what if it gets worse? Can Ji-hyo live with this for the rest of her life? International fans joined in, drawing comparisons to his long-established image on Running Man. This is the guy who used to punish castmates for skipping workouts. Now he's torturing Ji-hyo at home with dumbbells. Media, never one to miss an opportunity, picked up the story and blew it into a nationwide conversation. Headlines screamed, Ji-hyo reveals Kim Jong-kook's shocking obsession, perfect marriage shaken by commander's strange habit, from fitness icon to home gym maniac, what's happening to Kim Jong-kook? Tabloids speculated wildly, claiming that this habit might be a manifestation of stress, or perhaps even a symptom of deeper psychological struggles. Psychologists were invited on talk shows to analyze whether Jong-kook's unbelievable habit was merely discipline taken to the extreme or something that could jeopardize his relationship. Meanwhile, fan communities divided into factions defended him passionately, it's his identity. Ji-hyo knew she was marrying a man who lives and breathes fitness. Others sympathized with her, no woman wants to compete with gym equipment for attention. Even celebrities weighed in. Friends of the couple joked on variety programs, while older stars issued more serious remarks about balance in marriage. The entire entertainment industry seemed to have an opinion on a man polishing dumbbells late at night. And yet, amidst the laughter and debate, one truth became clear, this revelation had humanized Kim Jong-kook in a way nothing else ever had. For decades, he had been seen as a symbol of control, power, and discipline. Now, thanks to his wife's playful honesty, fans glimpsed his quirks, the kind of flaws that make a person real, endearing, and even vulnerable. Who, knowingly or not, had torn down the pedestal and shown her husband as a man with strange, almost childlike habits. It was shocking, yes. Also made their marriage feel more relatable. By the end of that week, the story was no longer just about a weird gym routine. It had become a cultural conversation about what it means to live with someone's habits, no matter how bizarre or frustrating. Shows debated the balance between personal quirks and marital compromise. Lifestyle magazines ran features on the odd habits couples live with. Marriage counselors were quoted, emphasizing that even the strongest relationships required patience and humor. In some ways, Ji-hyo and Jong-kook had unwillingly become the poster couple for navigating eccentric habits in married life. As the frenzy grew, tabloids began spinning more dramatic narratives. One particularly sensational outlet published an article claiming that Ji-hyo was on the verge of breaking down because her husband spent more time in the gym than with her. Another speculated that Jong-kook's compulsion was a result of unresolved pressure from his entertainment career. International sites translated these rumors, and soon fans in Southeast Asia, and even the US, debated whether the couple's marriage was truly stable. The phrase unbelievable habit was no longer just a joke, it had morphed into a metaphor for the unseen challenges that even celebrity marriages face. Behind the scenes, however, those who knew the couple personally painted a different picture. Close friends shared that Ji-hyo often teased Jong-kook about his habits even in private, laughing as she filmed him aligning kettlebells while humming love songs under his breath. Far from being a source of real conflict, it was just another quirk they had learned to live with. "Marriage is about adjusting," Ji-hyo remarked during a later interview. "And if that means adjusting dumbbells every night before bed, then so be it. At least he's not out partying." Humor diffused much of the tension, but by then, the story had already taken on a life of its own. The couple's first joint appearance after the revelation drew massive ratings. When asked directly about the habit, Jong-kook chuckled and admitted, "Yes, I can't sleep if the weights aren't in order. It's my way of finding peace. Some people count sheep, I count dumbbells." His candidness drew laughter, but also applause. In that moment, fans saw not a rigid disciplinarian but a man capable of laughing at himself. Ji-hyo leaned in and joked, "Well, at least I know the dumbbells will always be there for you." The audience roared, and the couple's ability to turn controversy into comedy won hearts all over again. What was meant to be a passing anecdote had blossomed into an exploration of how marriages survive quirks, obsessions, and eccentricities. Ji-hyo's revelation triggered not just gossip but genuine reflection among fans. Social media filled with couples sharing stories of their partner's strange habits, collecting receipts, organizing closets at 2 a.m., watching the same drama every night. In a way, Ji-hyo and Jong-kook had created a global confessional space, reminding everyone that love is not about finding someone perfect but about laughing through imperfections together. Months after the revelation, the couple remained strong, often playfully referencing the unbelievable habit in interviews. They had turned what could have been a divisive issue into a symbol of resilience and humor. Their love story, once idealized as a flawless fairy tale, felt richer and more real. They had become not just the legendary Running Man couple, also role models for navigating the messy, human realities of marriage. In the end, the shocking revelation was not about dumbbells or gym routines at all. It was about vulnerability, honesty, courage to show the world that even the strongest, most disciplined people have quirks that can drive their loved ones crazy. And it was about the patience and humor required to turn those quirks into stories that bring joy instead of a conflict. For Song Ji-hyo and Kim Jong-kook, marriage was not about perfection, but about learning to live and laugh with unbelievable habits. And in that laughter, they reminded us all why love endures.